Listening to Ron Siegel Radio on ESPN Radio 1700. Now, live in studio, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Before we get into our intriguing content this morning, please join me in welcoming our featured guest, first timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Scott McKenzie, Golden Age Companions. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. You can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Celebration time. Yes, I'm going to have to walk around with a name tag all day today. National Hug a News Person Day. You gotta love that one. Get some nice activity there. Also from the I've Beaten Anorexia department, National Chicken Cordon Bleu Day. Now, I'm somewhat of a self-proclaimed expert on eating. If you see me, if you're watching us right now, ronsiegelradio.tv, you will notice that I am a little bit oversized, maybe a lot oversized, some people would say. So chicken cordon bleu, it is one of my favorite sandwiches. Go into our friends over at Board and Brew today. Tell them that you heard it here, Ron Siegel Radio, that they've got a secret menu. And on their secret menu, they actually have a chicken cordon bleu sandwich. It is wonderful. And I'm telling you, I've tried chicken cordon bleu in many parts of the country, many parts of the world. Yeah, unbelievable. So that is just the tip of the day for you from Ron Siegel Radio. I better move right along, otherwise I'm going to want to take off quickly and go get something to eat. What's happening in the news today? Yeah, this is kind of an interesting one, and I have frequently, we do get a visit here in studio, and I've shared this with you before. Hillary comes in quite often to have a conversation with us. Yeah, think about this one. I'm wondering, is there any sense of impropriety here? The Clinton aides, 4 Clinton aides, have now hired a defense attorney. Yeah, the FBI. I know Hillary wants to speak to the FBI. I don't know about you, but in most instances, most people, I don't know, when you've had 150 FBI agents doing investigations on you, the last person you want to talk to is the head of the FBI. But when it comes to Clintonese, yeah, there's only a couple things we can say there. And I know Hillary a little bit. I've watched her for, God, I feel old, but I think there's never been a day in my life that Hillary hasn't been running for some sort of office, and I'm over 50. Now, at her age,
nothing like a little air of superiority.
Yeah, she's got a little air of superiority there, that's for sure. So 4 of her aides have hired the same attorney. Now, here's where this gets really, really interesting. Beth Wilkinson is a former Justice Department attorney who prosecuted the Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh and former Panama dictator Manuel Noriega. Yet, these aides have all hired her. Now, do you know who Beth Wilkinson is? Well, I'm going to tell you who Beth Wilkinson is because you're going to probably get a little bit surprised here.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Have you heard the name David Gregory? David Gregory. Yeah, he was the one that was the moderator of Meet the Press for quite a while. And now he's a CNN analyst, David Gregory. So let's think about fair and balanced reporting at CNN. You've got the wife of one of their analysts is now the attorney for 4 people that are being looked into by the FBI on the Hillary Clinton matter. You know, I just gotta wonder.
So I know whose ass to kick.
Yeah, Mr. President, you're probably correct. There's a deep question right there. I just gotta wonder. And then, you know, here's another one of these interesting issues. And it is kind of funny. You know, I am a little bit conservative, but Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton contemplating another debate as they get close to the Wisconsin battle, which it looks like Sanders might beat Hillary again, and then going into New York, where it would really be ironic if Sanders beats Clinton in New York as well. Now, yeah, Bernie left Brooklyn probably a couple of centuries ago. Hillary still was the senator from New York. But when does Hillary want to have their debate? Just again, that air of superiority.
Nothing like a little air of superiority.
She wants the debate to be tonight, going up against the NC2A finals in men's basketball. Yeah, well, I mean, she did it again. If Hillary had her way, she probably would have had a debate going against the Super Bowl. The only time she ever wants to debate is when she knows that nobody is going to be listening. Why would that be? I wonder what she's got to hide there. Yeah, Hillary, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Unbelievable. She's just an amazing individual, how you continue going there. Yeah, and then you've got some of the loons. The loons in America, it just amazes me. I was watching the news coverage of a Trump event. It was yesterday, the day before in Wisconsin. And I've got to tell you, being the flag waver that I am, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, but the complete morons that are outside that are not Trump supporters and trying to show their displeasure by stepping and walking on an American flag, there's just no word for them.
You're absolutely useless.
Useless individuals, useless people. I don't know why. This is a free country. If they are so offended by everything that the United States stands for, is there a wall? Donald hasn't built it yet. Leave! It's pretty simple. Go to Russia, go to China, go to North Korea, go to Libya. I don't even care. Why do they stay here? Unbelievable. It gets my blood boiling. You probably noticed it gets my blood boiling. And you wonder outside, I'm not sure that, thank goodness we do have a First Amendment in the United States. It gives freedom for morons like that to show exactly how stupid, idiotic, and something, I shouldn't call him a moron because I think that is a technical term, and that would be really insulting to the morons of this world. Now, these people are just low class, no couth slime. Yeah, I think we call them slime because I don't know anybody that likes slime. But unbelievable. What are they there? What's their purpose? Other than, and I got to tell you, I can understand, showing it once on the news, maybe. To show it over and over on the news, what is the value of even giving these morons their 2 minutes of fame? I wouldn't even mention their name on this broadcast, but my only point is, why do they stay in this country? Thank goodness for groups like the Patriot Riders. I think it's called the Patriot Guard, Patriot Riders. They go out there. We've got the Westboro Baptist Church. They're just as bad. But you got these groups that are out there protecting the Americans, protecting civilians, protecting them against this garbage. Unbelievable. Yeah, I better get off my soapbox so we can talk about something a little bit more productive today. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, wow, reverse mortgages. The endorsements are up 15% last year. Maybe people are finally getting wise, getting a clue to that they're not going to take your house away. How to pay off credit card debt. We've got a great scenario for you there. Don't wait. Move up to your dream home, starting a small business, caring for grandma and grandpa. All that is on the docket today. You can reach me anytime. Call the off-air number. It's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
What if your family business could help clothe a less fortunate family? Or your restaurant could feed truly hungry people? What if you could help to comfort the lonely? Plant sustainable resources where nothing has ever grown before? Or make a child's lifelong wish come true? What if all you had to do was simply do nothing more than what your business already does every day? Would you do it? Introducing Processing for a Cause, a unique program that turns a percentage of your business's credit card volume into ongoing donation dollars for nonprofit organizations and foundations. Simply switch your credit card processing provider to Processing for a Cause and begin supporting a worthy cause today. The process is simple, and the cause will change lives forever. Processing for a Cause.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel Radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by your household board of directors. And do not tell me that you don't have a household board of directors, because I've shared with you very, very simple. Text ATP to 79564. Just text ATP 79564. We will connect you with your household board of directors. That would be a tax professional, CPA, financial planner, estate attorney. Maybe you want a family lawyer, a bankruptcy attorney, credit repair, mortgage, reverse mortgage. Maybe you need a business consultant, business coach, realtor. They're all part of the Area Trusted Professional program. And again, all you need to do is text ATP. We set that up for you. You just give us a little survey of what might be beneficial to you. We'll ask you a couple questions there. Don't wait. Move up to your dream home now. So there has been a lot of question marks. And I don't know if you caught this morning. I am a news junkie. I know that Donald Trump came out saying that the stock market is due for a very, very large correction. That means drop in plain old English, going to go back down. I don't doubt it. He's talking about the fact that there's 94 million Americans not participating in the workforce, which is an accurate number when you look at the labor participation rate. So why would I say buy now? Well, here's the issue. I'm not a big believer in home equity. I think that home equity is the biggest risk you can possibly have. You don't want home equity. You want your house to appreciate and get the equity out of the property. Now, if you've been contemplating buying, when you're looking at interest right now, that's the Freddie Mac rate right around 3.75%. I don't know if you qualify for that, but that's the Freddie Mac rate. If you're looking at an $1,800 mortgage payment, $1,850 mortgage payment, that'll get you a $400,000 house. But if interest goes up to 4.5%, which many are predicting, you're going to only be able to get a $360,000 house for the same mortgage payment. You're going to lose 10% of your purchasing power. So why would you wait? Doesn't make any sense to me. Take advantage of the market when you can take advantage of the market. Don't wait. If you've got a lot of pent-up demand, if you've got 4 kids and they're sharing one bedroom, you might want to think about buying that new house right now. Sell the one you're in. Give me a call. I'll put you in touch with a great real estate agent in your neighborhood and go buy that new house. Get on with your life. Enjoy. That's what it's all about. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the Area Trusted Professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text ATP 79564. We will get you in touch with them. Moving right along this morning. Scott McKenzie, Golden Age Companions. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. So tell me, what is Golden Age Companions?
We are a non-medical home care provider serving Orange County, LA, San Diego, and basically we provide non-medical home care for seniors.
Oh, okay, because you said non-medical home care, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know my house needed medical attention.
Well, people...
Maybe it's the people in the house.
Yeah, right.
Well, just harassing you a little bit
No.
there, Scott. I'm just a simple guy having some fun here.
Yeah. No, well, people think that non-medical, they get confused on non-medical versus home health. And non-medical is basically, light housekeeping, meal preparation, helping with doing doctor's appointments, errands, etc.
What do you mean by doctor's appointments? They make the appointment for the senior?
They can, our caregivers, they can make the appointments, or they could, or take the seniors to their doctor's appointments for them.
Oh, they can take them there as well. Mm-hmm. So they might be they're like the Uber of seniors.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's very...
Do you have an app for that?
Coming soon. 2017.
Okay. How'd you get started in this area?
Well, I took care of my grandma I actually more spent a lot of time with her back in 2008 to 2012. And basically, after just spending so much time with her, she had home care for 2 years, non-medical home care, and she had 24 hours.
You or somebody else?
No, that was not me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we brought in an agency to come in and take care of her.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and my family decided, after I spent a lot of time with her, my family decided, we need to have an agency come in and take care of her full time. And she had live-in home care for almost 2 years. And it just, I realized I really respected the caregivers coming in and taking care of her. And I loved my grandma just like, anybody would love their grandma. And,
Sure.
so it was really nice seeing these great caregivers come in and just spend some time, and you could see the passion in their face taking care of them, and it was nice seeing that. But what really ended up kind of turning its point was I witnessed my grandma going to an assisted living facility, and after she went into the facility, she was there for about 3 months, and she was not as happy there as being at home. That was kind of where I started to realize, wow, I noticed how much happier she was just being in her own home. And then shortly after that, she ended up going to a nursing home, and she got admitted onto hospice while she was there. So she was only in that nursing home for about 3 weeks, and then she passed away. But after going through this whole experience, I realized how important it is to keep the seniors in their own homes.
So how long have you been doing this as a business?
For 4 years now.
4 years,
since
okay.
end of 2012. Mm-hmm.
So do you find that the seniors have a better quality of life, better health when they stay at home as opposed to going into some of the senior communities?
Yeah, definitely. It's really about, when you have non-medical home care, you have a one-on-one caregiver taking care of the elderly person. There's someone there by your side, and I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the facilities and assisted livings, they have their own reasons for being there, and they're good in some situations. It's just with live-in home care or just hourly home care, you have a caregiver taking care of your loved one, right by them side. So that's what's really important. And I just noticed with nursing homes, you have one nurse taking care of 6 patients at a time, and they just don't have the capacity to be able to do one-on-one home care.
So what about, now you use the term one-on-one home care. Mm-hmm. What if a senior gets hospitalized? Can the caregiver go with them there as well?
Yeah, in general, a caregiver can go. It depends on the facility's requirements too, on that type of, if they're CNA or LVN, sometimes they need certain certifications. So you got to back
that. I don't even know what a CNA is.
A certified nursing assistant.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and LVN is a licensed vocational nurse.
Okay.
But yeah, of course, the caregivers can go in the home or at the hospital if needed. But a lot of the times the hospital can they can pretty much take care of the patient until they get discharged.
Well, you look at so much with the reason I ask that is because you see so frequently that, the hospitals nowadays, the staff is so overworked, right? I mean, you almost seem like you have to have your own advocate going in with you.
Yeah, you do. I mean, generally a family member is the way to, the thing is too, family members can't be there all the time.
Right.
And some families that can afford it, they will bring in literally a live-in caregiver, a caregiver that will stay at the hospital 24 hours a day to be sure that that person's getting, the right treatment and whatnot. And that's the reason why I come back to CNA or LVN, because like a certified nursing assistant, they know what the nurse should or shouldn't be doing, or they could look out for signs in case that person's not really getting the best care in that hospital room.
And then they can report back to family or whoever's employing them.
Yeah, if needed, sure.
Okay, that just to get that advocate level of care, or if you're paying the caregiver, why not?
Right.
So you mentioned earlier as well that in your grandma's case you had 24-hour care. Do caregivers have to be 24-hour?
No, they don't need to be. That's just kind of ideal. Only because with 24-hour care, what happens is a caregiver comes, say, a 3-day shift, a 9 a.m. Monday to 9 a.m. Thursday. They stay there the whole time. And then another caregiver will come for those next 4 days, if it's 24/7. But basically with 24-hour home care, the caregiver lives there for those 3 days, and, we invoice, and then the caregiver gets paid accordingly by the day instead of by the hour. So of course, overtime is still, involved there. We do obviously pay in compliance with laws, but it's easier on kind of everybody. The family, the caregiver themselves, they come in the morning, they stay for 3 days. They don't have to come and go. And, some families structure it where they have one caregiver come for 12 hours, another one comes for 12 hours. And, when you have these seniors that have dementia or Alzheimer's, the last thing that, when you're, have this disease, the last thing you want is another caregiver coming in 12 hours and then another one coming in 12 hours. It's too much switching around versus that caregiver that you love spending time with, they stay for 3 days and then you look forward to the next person coming for 4 days.
Very interesting. We're going to chat about this further with Scott McKenzie when we come back. It sounds like, man, I got to get another job to be able to pay for all this stuff. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how that part works. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. How about that? Just think about this one. I love the idea. Small business ingenuity. What are you limited by? Just an idea and a need and fulfilling it. That's the beauty of America. How to pay off your credit card debt. We'll talk about it. Reverse mortgages. Why is there still such a confusion, but 15% higher numbers last year? We'll talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Call the off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel and the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Are you ready to overcome your biggest blocks with money and time? Your solution? Big Profits Now World Summit. The best skills and strategies to double and triple your business profits without doubling or tripling the work. This summit has gathered 24 experts specializing in business growth. It's a free online event that's happening now. Go immediately to claim your free ticket at BigProfitsNowLive.com. Enter your name and email and receive these free video interviews directly to your inbox. Again, that's BigProfitsNowLive.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 0186945.
37% of American homeowners believe they have over 20% equity in their homes. Fannie Mae tells us 69% of American homeowners have over 20% equity in their homes. Fully 1 in 3 American homeowners are not informed about the amount of equity they have in their homes. Are you one of them? How might this be holding you back from achieving your goals? Text RSR-CMA to 79564 to get a property valuation from one of the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Again, to know how much your home is really worth, simply text RSR-CMA to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by VIP Mortgage. Yeah, they've got every one of the products you need. VIP Mortgage. They're our friends in the lending business. It is amazing. I still hear it. I as recently as yesterday, I heard some of the myths. Yeah, reverse mortgages. Yes, VIP does handle the reverse mortgages. So does our friend Jay Kaplan handle reverse mortgages. Best Loan, I think, is the name of his company. But let's think about this. Reverse mortgages, FHA reverse mortgage. It also goes under the name of home equity conversion mortgage. 15% increase in endorsements. That's basically the FHA terminology of saying, yeah, we had 15% more loans in 2015 over 2014. Maybe the word is finally getting out there that the FHA reverse mortgage is great. You got to understand the program. The old standby was that you're going to lose your house. That program ended, about 1980 something. 80s, yes, 1980s. You do not lose your house. A reverse mortgage is nothing more than a lien on the property. That's all it is, a lien on the property. Other than that, you own the property. You can sell the property. You can refinance the property. You can give the property to your heirs. You can do anything you want. You got to make sure you pay your property taxes. You got to make sure you pay your insurance. You got to maintain the property in a safe condition. But no, you don't lose the property. I just had somebody yesterday. Their kid said, don't sell your property, Mom, because you're going to lose your house. You're going to lose all your equity. Hogwash. That's not the way it works. Basically, here's the issue of a reverse mortgage. And there are so many benefits that if you haven't looked into them, you're blowing it. How about no payments? How about tax advantages? How about not taking your Social Security and getting that 8% appreciation or increase in your Social Security payment? How about when you get your required mandatory distribution, RMD, from your 401k plan, or your IRA, another hoax, another ruse from the government to take your money? But how about using some of that money to pay down your reverse mortgage? Maybe you've got some interest there. You take some of that RMD money, pay the interest, and now guess what? You've got a tax deduction to go against that RMD. Think about some of these issues. There are benefits to the program that no one really wants to talk about. I don't know why they don't want to talk about them. It's crazy to me. But you got to get educated. You got to get the consultation on there. Think about this and then give a call to us. I'll give you all the details, and then you can talk to one of the professionals. 800-306-1990. That is the Mortgage Minute today. VIP Mortgage is bringing that to you. 15% increase in 2015 reverse mortgages. And yes, it is an FHA product. And think about this. The difference between a 59% reverse mortgage, 59% loan to value, and 61% loan to value, it costs you an extra 1.75% in the upfront mortgage insurance premium. Yeah, they call it something a little bit different, but think about that. You got to have somebody that really understands the product, and that probably isn't Henry Winkler. Yeah, I know he does the commercials, but he probably doesn't understand the product. You need someone that's going to come out to your house and sit down across the table from you and explain it And that's just some of that information right there for you. That is, again, Mortgage Minute. So let's continue our conversation this morning. Scott McKenzie is in the house. Golden Age Companions, the name of his company. So Scott, we're chatting here about, I've got 2 jobs now. I do radio by morning. I lead this lending team and help people out over there in the afternoon. And now you're telling me I probably have to get a 3rd job for a caregiver?
Not necessarily.
Okay, let's talk about. Sometimes we talk about personal and business finance on Ron Siegel Radio.
Sure.
Let's chat about finance.
It depends on what type of care that your parent needs. So,
okay.
I mean, if they only need, a lot of families can start with just 4 to 8 to 12 hours a week. They don't need to go to live-in caregiving. So the best time to, and I always recommend, unless it's an emergency where your loved one fell, broke their hip, etc., where they need to come, right when they come home from the nursing home, they need that full-time care. It is, I always recommend starting with 4 hours, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and our rates are around $22 to $24 an hour, just depending on the level of care. And the difference of care is more, the breaking point is, 22 is the light housekeeping, meal preparation, etc. But the bathing, hygiene assistance, things that a caregiver needs to have some more know-how to do, that would be more on the 24 an hour range. But back to the 8 hours or 12 hours a week, I would recommend that because a lot of these elderly, they don't want really anybody coming in their home initially. They don't really want someone to, they just look at that as a person as a stranger, and that's kind of our forte. We really specialize in bringing in someone that not only the caregiver and the client get along, but this client is looking forward to this person coming over, almost like that they're just a great friend coming by.
When I was younger, some of the organizations, the youth organizations, one of the big things that we did frequently was going to senior citizen communities, right? That was, good for both sides. The seniors looked forward to getting a visitor, and, it made us feel good that we were going and making them feel good. The caregiver sounds like what you just said there might be kind of along the same lines.
Yeah, and that's something that we're implementing right now is more developing our caregivers and training them to build a relationship with the client. And I mean, it's just a fact that if a caregiver has a really good personality and they're good at what they do, they can build that positive relationship. But when, it does just depend, because, you go back to the CNA LVN credentials. If the caregiver has a CNA license and all these credentials, but they don't have a great personality for that client, then it's not going to be the perfect match. And, we always embrace this with our caregivers and let them know, Golden Age got founded to take care of these elderly and keep them in their own homes, and that is what our passion is, to keep, not only come in and do light housekeeping, but really build that relationship with the client. And just because they're in their elderly years doesn't mean that okay, come by and just do some hygiene assistance and leave. We're more talking about, you're paying for hourly care, but your loved one's going to enjoy those 4 hours or enjoy those 6 hours that they spend with the caregiver, instead of just having someone come by and just do basic light housekeeping and leave. And that's really a big part of the business and the founding principles of it.
So let me ask you this question, because you've mentioned, and I understand a little bit about the industry just because my dad passed a couple years ago, and we did have caregivers for him as well. But yesterday was National Autism Awareness Day. Is there a use for caregivers, or not use, I guess the better term, application for caregivers in helping those families with autistic young people?
Yeah, of course. I mean, autism is a disease that's much different than dementia or Alzheimer's, or even Parkinson's. But a lot of caregivers do. I mean, if they have that caring attitude and they've gone to school for, basic home health aid experience with transferring, etc., they pretty much know. I mean, if they have a passion for caring for elderly, they generally can care for someone with autism. However, it is a very different disease, and there are some caregivers that are just good at elderly care, and there are some that are only good at autism care.
So that then brings up another question that I would have as a consumer of the service is, do you have to match up the caregiver with the disease type or the issue? Because you're saying you were discussing heavily with the idea of dementia, which obviously there's a lot of those different cognitive issues. But sometimes the senior, it's not dementia that they have. It's some of the other issues. So do you go to a different company for different kinds of senior care?
No, I mean, generally any non-medical home care, senior care company can take care of a variety of diseases. The only reason why I'm mentioning dementia and Parkinson's a lot is just because I would say 85% of our clients have dementia and Parkinson's, and that's where it really gets difficult on the families when their elderly has dementia, because they're forgetting things around the house. They leave the stove on. They can't really drive anymore. There's just things happening in the house where it's really prominent that they really need a caregiver, because now it's not just a concern of whether they're having a great person come by and spend time with them. It's more their safety. And but back to answer your question, yes, I mean, I would say, we do have some clients too where our caregivers come in and they want their loved one having a companion caregiver where they just spend time with them and they're not lonely either.
Very interesting. We're going to continue our conversation with Scott McKenzie, Golden Age Companions, when we come back. Also we got a lot still to cover today, and we don't have a lot of time, but how to pay off credit card debt. We'll chat about that as well. You can reach us anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area-trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a loved one who wants to stay in their home, but you have health concerns about it? The Preferred Care team understands the challenges of caring for your loved ones. Their goal is to keep seniors as independent as possible while maintaining their health, safety, and overall well-being. Whether you need just a few hours a week or 24-hour care, Preferred Care caregivers are trained to meet your needs. Call Preferred Care at 714-696-9150. That's 714-696-9150. Or visit preferredcare.com. Attention homeowners 62 and older. Do you worry if you can afford to keep your home? Are you concerned about paying all your monthly expenses? Or do you simply wish you could live a better retirement? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may qualify for a program that can help. It's called FHA Reverse Mortgage. It's insured by the federal government. You'll receive tax-free money. You aren't required to make any monthly mortgage payments, and you still own your home. Siegel Lending Team is a local leader in FHA reverse mortgages. Call free to get your free reverse mortgage guide, free custom quote. And when you call now, you can get all your questions answered by local experts. There is no monthly mortgage payment, and tax-free money you can use for healthcare expenses, home improvements, or just live a better retirement with peace of mind. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-1990 to get your free reverse mortgage guide and quote. You'll also find them on the web at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Call 800-306-1990 now.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. team.com or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
On Saturday, April 23rd, the Del Mar National Horse Show presents the Night of the Horse, an equestrian variety show at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. For more information, visit delmarnational.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real time. I'm sorry, we're looking at the Your Credit Matters segment today. Yeah, Your Credit Matters brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it's wrong. I know that. You should know that. They're all wrong. I've yet to see one that is not wrong. It's amazing, even after doing this for so many years, it's amazing how many people don't realize that their credit report is still wrong. creditsanitizer.com, they can help you start getting rid of the errors that the bureaus, my opinion, like to be on there. How to pay off credit card debt. Well, some people say it's pretty simple. Write a check. Other people say, well, yeah, but I don't have the money. That makes it a little more difficult. So let's think about this. What are your goals? What are your objectives? There is not a single answer for how to pay off credit card debt. There are multiple answers. They range from what's on your docket. Are you looking to buy a house? Are you looking to buy a car? You just want to get out of debt and stop making those payments? Okay, so there's different answers to each of those questions. If you're looking to buy a car, well, or a house, the idea is you need to get your ratios in line. Ratios in line. That would be the utilization amounts. You want to look at each of your credit cards. Don't pay any attention to what the interest rates are and get them all down to below 50% of the limit. That means the amount you owe below 50% of the limit. The next step is to get them below 30% of the limit, and the next step is to get them below 10% of the limit. Now, if you're not looking at buying something new, then just pay off the cards with the highest interest rate first. Don't stop making payments on the other ones, but get rid of the highest interest rate first. There's another school of thought that says, let's see some success, so let's pay off the smallest balance first and then make the combined payment onto those other cards and make those payments. So there's a lot of different ways. Now, one of the ideas right now when we're looking at a Freddie Mac interest rate, Freddie Mac mortgage rate of 3.75. Again, I don't know if you'll qualify for that Freddie Mac rate, but at 3.75% Freddie Mac 30-year fixed interest rate, and you're paying 29% on your credit cards, doesn't it make sense to take out some home equity, pay off all your credit cards, and then make an increased payment toward that mortgage so you're not making it for 30 years, but pay, if you qualify for that 3.75 Freddie Mac rate, instead of the 29% you're paying on your credit card? Does that not have a little bit of common sense to you? If you don't understand it, call me, 800-306-1990. We'll do a debt consolidation report for you. Show you what your household blended interest rate is. And then if it makes sense to make some modifications, we'll introduce you to the right people to do that. I do the debt consolidation. My staff will do that for you, absolutely no cost. So just let's get the game plan in place for you. That is Your Credit Matters, again brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. Continuing our conversation this morning, Scott McKenzie is in the house. Golden Age Companions, the name of his company. So Scott, is it a I know that like 10,000 people, what do they say, 10,000 people a day are turning 65 or something like that?
Yeah, it's just about 10,000, yep.
So it sounds to me like you've got a pretty lucrative industry.
Yeah, it is very lucrative, and the competition has equally expanded as well. most people do say that, well, you're going to be having clients knocking down your door. But in some ways, thank God for the regulations that are coming out in California now, because, there are a lot of agencies that, we're kind of operating haphazardly, and I know that we're operating the way that we should be. So it's just really nice that, the competition, like I said, is there, but at the same time, if you have a passion in doing the right things ethically, then you'll definitely thrive.
You had to bring that regulation word into our conversation. I can't believe we almost got through the whole conversation, Scott. And we didn't have to get me riled up on that one, because I saw that Governor Moonbeam just signed that $15 an hour minimum wage law just a little bit ago. So now I'm gonna have to go get a drink over at Reunion Kitchen this afternoon or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So doesn't that mean that the cost of the services are going to start going up, being that we're getting more and more regulation, and you're dealing with the minimum wage laws?
Yeah, I mean, the minimum wage laws are neither here nor there, so to speak. They're not really. I mean, they will take effect slowly over the next couple of years, but that's not really what's increasing the cost of home care. It's more of the regulations of what California state, they're requiring us to pay overtime on certain hours, and just cracking down on just different policies and procedures that we need to go through to make sure that we're running in compliance with the state. And unfortunately, our rates have to go up 20 to 30% just because of extra policies and procedures. I mean, we literally...
That's an amazing number when you think about it, because you're dealing, by definition, probably almost exclusively with seniors.
Yeah.
The majority of our seniors live on a fixed income. And now, because of government intervention, you're saying the cost of trying to just care for themselves, 20 to 30% increase.
Right, yeah. I mean, live-in home care alone, back when my grandma received live-in care in 2008, she was paying $235 a day. Live-in care today is around $350 to $560 a day, just depending on which agency you go with.
30% increase, or actually that's
even more.
50% to 100% increase.
I was mentioning the 20 to 30%. That's on hourly. A lot of hourly rates. We used to charge $20 an hour just a couple years ago, but now we're having to charge around $23, $24.
Unbelievable how you got to just love government intervention, isn't it? This is what we vote for. But you know something? This is the state of confusion, and we do like to vote for these excesses and extra expenses. I had the numbers here. I just throw this out there just because it's enough to make me ill. Maybe it makes you ill too. National average of gasoline, $2.05 a gallon. Here in the state of confusion, $2.79.
Wow.
So we like that stuff. We vote for the people to continue doing these same things to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even go there. So the business growing good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's been ever since actually January of this year. We've almost tripled our business clients. So
tripled since January.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's amazing.
How do you keep up with the amount of care providers?
Well, we actually conduct group interviews twice a week. We interview anywhere from 10 to 15 caregivers every single week.
Wow.
So we obviously don't hire every single one. I would say we only hire maybe 3 per week. So just because a lot of caregivers, I mean, the demographic of caregivers is just, you really gotta, that's why it's important to have an agency, because we know what to look for, and we're in the middle of implementing personality testing and things to kind of get in the background of what a caregiver can just tell you on the interview versus what like a Myers-Briggs test will tell, So it just, it
I don't even know how to spell Myers-Briggs test, no less know what it means. We just do radio here.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
I meant Myers-Briggs, it's a personality test that helps figure out, how this person would, operate subconsciously, basically.
Okay.
I'm only talking on Pepperdine levels, because we took so many of these that...
Okay, I only went to Chapman, so I don't understand Pepperdine levels. What's this Pepperdine? Pepperdine?
Yeah.
What'd you do there, surf?
No, I actually went to Pepperdine Business School. Yeah, back in 2014, I graduated.
I always wonder how people go to school at Pepperdine.
Yeah, because I know, because you...
You sit there at the top of a hill staring at the ocean. I'd never get anything done.
Yeah, well, I actually went to the Irvine campus, the satellite campus, and that's the reason why I started Golden Age. I actually started prior to going to Pepperdine, and I took night classes there at the Irvine campus, and I did Golden Age throughout the day. So a lot of people say, well, you're so young, you're 26 years old, how did you start this company? And I always just tell people it's one word, and I say Google, because in our time and age, you can literally Google everything. And I mean, obviously there's way more that you have to do in the back end to get a company going, but you just take it piece by piece. And Pepperdine, being able to go to Pepperdine while running a business, a lot of the guys that go to that school, they do also operate a small business, or they might have a hobby.
Unpaid commercial for Pepperdine, but that's okay. We'll take it. Interesting information. Thanks for sharing this with us, Scott. If you want some more information on Golden Age Companions, give me a call at 800-306-1990. And be sure to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Steve, who's engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
In the middle of our street, our house.
XAPA 1600 AM Tekatek Batalikana.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700.
When you're